Ostracism, a word that we don't use particularly much, but which we on the right side, on the freedom side of politics, need to use more. We need to learn this word. Why? Because the left, whether or not they even know what the word means, are so fucking good at this, people. Right? How often do you hear things like, this person, it comes out that he supports Trump, or it comes out that this professor or this person or this guy that works for this company, he supports Trump, or he doesn't think affirmative action is cool, or he's right. If this person has some idea on the right side of political ideology, let's get him fired. Let's get him fired from his job. Or the ever popular, oh, your boyfriend supports Trump? You need to ditch his ass, girl. Right? Or, I don't know if you guys bother to check out the online dating market once in a while. I find it very interesting look into society. On online dating now, it's rather common, in my estimation. I've seen several of these just in my recent scroll through the local stuff. Several of these where it's no Trumpers. Right? In a video game I play, I saw this recently, where people are asking for people to join their group, their party, their guild thing. And they say, no, if you support Trump, nuh-uh, right? No Trumpers, right? If you support Trump, keep on moving, honey, right? And we see, literally, there's a lot of this. There really is. And I want you to really dig deep and ask yourself how often you see that stuff on the other side, right? How often you see someone wanting a Hillary supporter to lose their job because they support Hillary. Right? How often do you scroll across online dating stuff and see women saying, oh, are you a liberal? Do you support Hillary Clinton? No pussy for you, right? Keep moving to the next profile. Do you support Trump? Swipe. I forget if you swipe left or right on Tinder, but they, whichever one it is, they say, if you support Trump, swipe left, or what. How often do you see that on the other side? How often do you see people saying, yeah, if you support welfare, swipe, bro. Next profile. You don't see that at all. Big, fat, fucking zero. Not even like a little bit. It's all on the one side. And ostracism is a very, very, very powerful tool that we have been too scared to use for too long, okay? And the left, the people on the left, the people with these feely-feel ideas, they know how important this shit is, okay? They wake up and read some stupid shit on Facebook about racisms and literally Orange Hitler, and they fucking tear up. They tear up and get emotional, and they really feel like this is a big, important thing that they have to do, right? People on the left get fucking involved, okay? They get involved to the point where they're not going to sleep with people who don't agree with their political views. How many of you, because you're mostly men watching my programming too, right? But men and women, how many of you are willing to push a hot woman or a hot man, a hot piece of ass, to the side because they don't agree with you politically? Probably zero. And I'm not necessarily saying in that specific instance that should change, but I really need to bring to your attention that the left is doing that so much. It's really mind-blowing, right? It's mind-blowing to me, anyway, because they're actively saying, look, we we're not going to breed with you if you fucking, we're not going to associate with you. We want you fired, right? If you support Trump, there are people you can find on the internet just posting this shit. If you support Trump, we just want you and your whole family to die. And different versions of that, right? It's not all that extreme, but it's all very close to that, to be honest, right? It's like, oh, if you support Trump, yeah, we kind of want you to starve and not have a job. Or, like, go get a manual labor job digging ditches or something, you fucking Trump supporter. It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad to me that that's all so one-sided, because it's such a powerful weapon, okay? And I heard just a wonderful analogy from a wonderful presenter and philosopher, Stefan Molyneux. Just earlier today, I was listening to his podcast, and he put this analogy out there, and it's so good that I just can't help but use it again. And that is that people on my side, the side of freedom, whether you're libertarian, whether you're conservative, Republican, whether you're just right-leaning, whether you're a narco-capitalist, whatever, if you're on the side of freedom, it's an unfortunate reality that most of you treat this shit like stamp collecting. Let me explain, right? If I collect stamps and I meet someone who doesn't collect stamps, it doesn't matter, right? It's like, oh, well, yeah, cool, that's my hobby, but that's your hobby, and yeah, we probably got a bunch of other stuff in common. Let's talk about that. And if I meet someone who does collect stamps, well, cool, right? That's a bonus. That's nice. That's, oh, that's cool, man. I collect stamps too. Now we got extra stuff to talk about. Isn't that cool? That's how you are treating being on the side of freedom, okay? Like a fucking stamp collection. The left is not treating this like a stamp collection, right? The left is not looking at your ideas of freedom and being like, oh yeah, that's not a big deal. We can just totally get along. No, right? If one of these leftist friends collects stamps, one of these leftist friends believes in freedom, they fucking ostracize them, right? They don't want to be friends with them. They don't want to hang out with them. They talk badly about them, right? And it's sad, but this is where the battle is right now. And this is where people on the side of freedom need to take the battle, okay? Is ostracism. And if you have friends who don't collect stamps, who are not into freedom, it's kind of a big deal, okay? It's not just stamp collecting. Because if your friend doesn't collect stamps, who gives a shit? But if your friend is not into freedom, that is a fundamental misunderstanding that cannot just continue to be pushed under the rug like no big deal, okay? You have to bring that to the forefront. You have to bring that to the surface. You have to talk about that. And if your friend wants to be irrational and violent, which is how a lot of leftists will handle the ideas of freedom, when you start to talk about freedom and you're like, yeah, people should be free, non-aggression principle. People should just mostly be kind of allowed to do what they want to do, provided it doesn't hurt other people, it's not impacting other people. Why not just let people be alone and do whatever the fuck they want, man? Why you got to be so up in everyone's business? Seems like such a simple, cool argument to us, right? Not a big deal. To leftists, a lot of the time, when you start to go down that argument and all the actual specific stuff it entails, you become very quickly literally Hitler. Literally Hitler. Right? That's not a joke. They really will say things like that, and they say words like literally. You're not figuratively Hitler, right? You're literally Hitler, right? If you're figuratively Hitler, you're just a huge douchebag, and we can, you know, we can all kind of spit on you and walk away. If you're literally Hitler, we might actually have to punch you in the fucking face. We might actually have to throw a brick at you. We might actually have to fucking riot, right? Because literally Hitler is something that violent actions need to be done to fix, right? Because a literal Hitler, you don't just like wave at and walk away. You need to stop him, right? It's like that thought experiment people talk about, like, would you go back in time to kill Hitler? Oh yeah, like totally, man. And so when people say yes to shit like that, and then in the present moment we're saying, Trump is literally Hitler. Your ideas are literally Hitler. You're a literal Nazi. They are wishing violence upon you, and sometimes they don't even wish it. Sometimes they come out and do it. Right? Liberals will get fucking violent with you. And if someone with this ridiculous ideology, this freedom-hating ideology, after you attempt to educate them, if they just want to be irrational and violent, you need to grow some fucking balls, give them both middle fingers, and remove yourself from their life, okay? I don't care if it's your friend, I don't care if it's a sexual partner, I don't care if it's a company, right? Why is it only liberals who can manage to boycott companies? Why is it only the liberals when I go on these online dating sites and the women are like, oh, swipe next profile if you support Trump? Why have I never seen a single one that says, next profile if you support Obama and Hillary? I'm not saying, if you're a woman, I'm not saying to put that on your profile, right? But I sort of am. You at least want to include that in your decision-making process, because the left is, right? And you just want to project. This is constant problem with smarter people on the side of freedom. You want to project. You want to think everyone else is as smart and as cool and as educated and as peaceful as you are. You're fucking wrong, man. You're so wrong. And you need to wake up before it's too late, okay? Start ostracizing people now before you actually have to fight back as they're physically attacking you. Because that is where they are taking it, right? That is where they are going. And if we can't manage to convince them with words and ideas and ostracizing, they're just going to keep coming. Because this is not a peaceful discussion. For people on the side of freedom, sometimes we get confused. We forget. We think this is just a peaceful discussion between friends. For the left, this is not. Behind every single thing they say, every single thing the left says. Oh, well, don't you support welfare? Oh, well, don't you this? Oh, well, you don't want this? Oh, you don't want immigration? Oh, yep. Every single thing they say, right behind it is violence, right? Right behind that, oh, you don't support welfare, is we're going to come and take it with guns. We need your tax money. And if you don't want to give it to us, we're going to lock your ass in jail. Right? That is liberal ideology. Violence. Why are we so fucking soft and complacent and weak against these people who are coming at us with violence and ostracizing and fucking bricks and baseball bats, right? And sucker punches while we're trying to give interviews in the street. You guys saw the white nationalist guy Spencer. I'm not a huge fan of everything he says. I don't consider myself a white nationalist, really. I don't care for that label. But this dude is just giving an interview on the street and has someone come up and sucker punch him and then run away top speed.
To be honest, like this is where we are. I've given conferences for ages, and we'll usually expect some protesters, they'll do silly string or something like that. We've entered this new world where the leftist protesters, no, I'm not a neo-Nazi.
You like black people?
Well, why do
sure.
Why do so many neo-Nazis love you if you're not a neo-Nazi?
Neo-Nazis don't love me, they kind of hate me, actually.
Following the KKK, neo-Nazi.
Those people don't like me,
Are you
to be
like
honest.
the hipster version of the neo-Nazi movement?
It's Pepe's become kind of a symbol.
And they fucking love it. They are overjoyed. The Antifa people, that's what they fucking call themselves, these anarchists or whatever, the hoodlums, the leftist hoodlums, they fucking love that. They get their little boners going and they're like, oh yeah, look at that bad. They think it's fucking hilarious and cool to do shit like that. To go run up and pop someone in the face and run away full speed. Dude, no doubt, had a huge smile on his face after doing that, okay? The left does not want to hear your facts. The left just wants to hit you in the wallet, in the jeans, okay? The left doesn't want you to have children, okay? The left wants to convince their women not to sleep with you because of your political leanings. Grow the fuck up, grow some balls, start interacting with people around you who are on the side of freedom, and make them realize that the time for non-violent but serious response is now. Right now. Start ostracizing people you know who are going to be irrational and violent. Start boycotting companies who are irrational and violent in their fucking opinions. It's kind of an odd example. My girlfriend just had to go through some of this where a panty company, a period panty company that she liked at first because of the product, she really enjoyed the product. She reached out, was having a little conversation with them via email about something. And she was on their email list, and they sent her a bunch of anti-Trump shit. Okay? That's something to remember. It's like, and why did they do that? And what's going to be the outcome? And blah, blah, blah. It's because they really care. They know it's a fucking war. They know how important it is. Like I was telling you, they wake up in the morning, read some fucking Facebook posts about the literal orange Hitler, get a fucking tear in their eye, and get some steely-eyed resolve about how they're going to make some more posts, and they're going to do their part. Do my part. And they fucking, they own a company that sells panties or whatever. They're willing to risk their business sending out some anti-Trump crap to their entire customer list. And yes, my girlfriend is one of the people, and I hope there's more, who wrote back and said, this is such fucking bullshit. I don't want to hear your anti-Trump shit, and I'm never going to buy your panties again. And before I had this talk with you, I heard that from my girlfriend, and it made me very proud of her that she's actually doing that, right? That she actually bothered to stand up to them and say, look, I'm not buying your panties. I'm not happy with that shit. And she's going to further tell her friends that she recommended them to and things like that. It's not quite a boycott, but for her and for her social group, it is, right? And that's how boycotts start, I suppose, right? Is by little things like that. And we need a lot more of that. And we don't have that right now, right? It's only the left doing that. And a company comes out and supports Donald Trump or gives a couple dollars to some religious organization or something, and it's like, don't ever shop there again! Oh my God! Right? That's what they do. Maybe we need a little bit of that. It's about all I have, guys. Let's try to wake up.